What's up traders, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tacos. In today's video I'm going to be talking about a scenario, right? So we have two traders. They both enter the same market with the same strategy, right? And with the same setup, right? But one starts revenge trading, getting into self-hate, and finally blows their account. But then the next trader gets stronger, smarter, and more disciplined as the trade actually goes, right? So what's the difference? Is it the strategy? Is it the timing? What is it, right? To be honest, it's to do with the psychology, right? So today I'm going to do a review of this book by Jordan Peterson, right? So I'm going to be talking about this and linking it to trading, okay? So Peterson says that order is not enough, chaos is not enough. You need both. And today I'm going to show you how the Krebs cycle that he actually speaks about in his book, yes, the one from biology, actually relates to traders who grow stronger with losses and those that actually collapse when it comes to losses, right? So please stick around and watch the rest of the video, yeah? Okay, so firstly, let's talk about the psychology of a losing trade, because this is where most traders fall apart, right? So a losing trade actually attacks your identity, not your P&L, right? You don't feel like you've just lost a trade. You feel like you're a loser. I've been there actually. Like you actually feel like you're not good enough, right? So this triggers a lot of emotion. You start having a lot of emotions and sentiment about yourself, right? Which is not good. And you start having a fight or flight thinking, right? And impulsive decisions. You start neglecting all your disciplined journaling and your strategies. You start losing all logic when you lose a trade, right? But you're not supposed to behave like that in a losing trade. So let's talk about the Krebs cycle, the version of the losing trade, right? So in biology, the Krebs cycle is how cells turn fuel into energy, right? So a healthy cell processes waste and creates energy. A damaged cell builds toxins and shuts down, right? So a losing trader who avoids responsibility builds a bad habit because you're avoiding the responsibility, right? Blames the market, chases losses. When you do that, right, this is exactly like the broken Krebs cycle, right? The losses doesn't get processed properly, right? And it turns into toxic things like you keep thinking about, right? It actually turns into a toxic environment for you to trade, and it destroys your discipline because you feel like maybe the losing trade is because your strategy is not good enough, which is not the case, right? So then Peterson says that in his book, right? The first rule, he says that stand up straight with your shoulders back, right? So Peterson isn't talking about posture here. He's actually talking about voluntarily accepting responsibility, right? A losing trade is chaotic, right? It's something that you don't really want to, but you can't avoid it, right? But chaos is where growth actually is, right? If you treat it properly. So a weak trader asks, why does it happen to me? Why does this happen to me? Why is that every time that I buy, the market sells? Every time I sell, the market buys? That is what a weak trader actually says, right? And asks, right? And that is what I usually used to ask when I started trading as well. But a stronger trader then says, what did I do wrong, right? Did I follow my strategy? What went wrong, right? They journal that. And that is a point where I'm actually starting to see myself, following in that as well, okay? Then the next thing, let's talk about the winning trader and the healthy Krebs cycle. So here there's a twist, right? Winning trades can be more dangerous than losing trades. Why? Because of the inflated ego in the trader. Whenever you win a trade, you feel like you're on top of the world, like you can do anything, right? And that is where you actually meet your destruction. So a healthy winning trader doesn't celebrate the money, right? You review the execution. Did I do this perfectly? Did I actually exit my trade at the full take profit, or did I close my trade too early? You reinforce the discipline that actually made you enter that trade. So as to respect to the Krebs cycle, the winning trader version, right? A winning trader fits the system with discipline, right? Processes results honestly. You're not selling yourself out too high. You're actually processing your profits with honesty, right? And you convert the outcome into long-term plan of what you actually want to do, right? Just like a healthy cell, that is what you actually do. Losses become data, right? You understand why you lost and you journal that so that you don't avoid the same thing, because history repeats itself if you don't know about it, or if you don't journal about it as well, right? So wins become confirmation of actually your strategy that it works, and ego stays the same. So this is like a healthy Krebs cycle, right? So then the third thing that I want to talk about is order, chaos, and the market, right? So Peterson says in his book, too much order is stagnation, right? And too much chaos is destruction, which is so true, right? So trading is a perfect balance. Your strategy is the order and the market is the chaos, right? So your job is not to eliminate the chaos. You can't, right? That is why I call this channel organized chaos, because you can't actually eliminate the chaos, but you can actually face it voluntarily, right? A losing trade isn't proof that you're a bad trader. It's proof that you're participating in the market. So you just have to change your psychology into thinking something different, right? So then the fourth thing is that what are you supposed to do whenever you are confronted with a losing trade or a winning trade? So after losing a trade, pause, right? Take a walk, go away from the charts, right? And then come back when you're more objective, right? Then journal down your loss. What happened? Did you enter too early? What can you do differently? Identify the mistake that you actually did, and be honest with yourself. And don't hate yourself when you do that. Don't beat yourself too hard, right? Just be honest with yourself. And then after a winning trade, what are you supposed to do? Do not focus on like the money that you got, right? Because it inflates your ego, right? What you're supposed to do is actually, you're not supposed to increase your lot size even, okay? You're just supposed to review your execution. Did you execute perfectly? Did you actually get the full profits, right? And ask yourself, is this repeatable? Can you actually repeat this and make the same money that you actually made in the market or even better, right? So the core message then is weak traders try to avoid losses. Strong traders metabolize them, right? Just like the Krebs cycle, just like it is in real life. So finally, if you are to stand up straight after a loss, right? If you can actually stay humble after a winning trade, you don't just become a better trader, but you become a better human being, right? Because the goal isn't to avoid the chaos. The goal is to walk into it and come out better and with more wisdom, right? So this is what I had to share with you in this video. I hope you got something from it. And please consider reading this book. It's a really good book. Yeah, cheers.